So I've known that the sketches needed to end for a while, and trying to decide what it is we wanted to focus on, something that we could actually do with the channel that would be successful and that everybody could be a part of and all the crew could actually get in on and invest in, and, you know, that wouldn't rely on me doing all of the work. D&D seemed like a very logical option. Well, that didn't work. Let's do this one last time. It was the far-off future of 2017, and we had just hit 100,000 subscribers. That's right, we were YouTubers. And the only logical step after making comedy sketches in your first apartment is Hollywood, where dreams come true. We were frustrated with YouTube as a platform, and we decided it was time to take the next step and get started on one of our big ideas, an epic adventure serial about space Texas. We ran our biggest fundraiser ever, moved to Austin, blocked out the entire next year, and made some new contacts in the local film scene who were going to help us produce a pilot to pitch to Netflix, Hulu, and all the other big boys. Finally, after all of our preparation, we shot and edited our first film industry production, and I did not enjoy it. It just wasn't what I wanted. We had been on our own sets hundreds of times, and we'd come to expect a fun, collaborative environment focused on creating at all costs. But this was more like corralling a bunch of egomaniacs in a desperate attempt to get enough footage before I completely ran out of money. Rachel, Christine, Jared, and all of our actors, I'm not talking about you, you were great. After that experience, everything just felt weird. We tried getting back into sketches, but the magic was gone. It was like I had taken a peek at the last page of a book, didn't like the ending, and then tried to go back and keep reading anyway, but my heart wasn't in it because I didn't like what I was working toward anymore. After months of spiraling, Ricky stepped in and started supplying some much needed motivation to the channel, and we formulated a new plan: D&D content. We rebranded, came up with a bunch of great new shows, spent a solid 2 months producing videos, and in February of 2020, our views and ad revenue had never been higher. Things were finally moving forward again, and all we had to do was be in the same room together multiple times a week for several hours. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Coronavirus! So, that sucked. But at least it sucked for everyone. With literally nothing else to do, I started thinking critically about the things that I wanted. I still thought that there was some possible future where I could obtain Hollywood money to make the things I wanted to make the way I wanted to make them. Then I listened to a podcast with Corridor and Freddie Wong, whose advice I originally based my entire channel on. Freddie has been trying to get his shows picked up in Hollywood ever since his very successful crowdfunded series Video Game High School made history on YouTube. And it hasn't worked.
We set records for crowdfunding. We did a web series and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Nobody gives a shit.
Hollywood doesn't want Freddie Wong. And if they're turning down the ambassador of YouTube filmmakers, then Hollywood is worthless. Yeah, instead of making me even more depressed like I expected, hearing that flipped some kind of switch in my head, and I finally got it. Everything about the film industry actively opposes my goals. Hollywood is a locked and chained treasure chest with nothing on the inside, and all of its promises of money and larger audiences will never be worth the stuff you have to give up in exchange. So screw Hollywood forever, I'm doing it myself. I didn't really want to make another video where I just talk about my feelings, so I'm gonna stop that now. Long story short, I've just been mentally checked out for the last 2 years, and I feel like I'm finally back home. So hi, how are you doing? I've missed you. I'm so sorry. On this, the eve week of Doormonster New Year, aka Spooky Time, I bring you the big plan to take 2. I started weekly Doormonster content on November 1st, 2014, back when it was still called White Lightning HQ and somehow still way past its prime. And next week, we're gonna start again. That's right, the sketches are coming back. Yay! Now that I have a bunch of movies to make entirely in-house, I have new things to learn, and sketches make the best practice. I've also been thinking a lot about how to continue to run Doormonster successfully as a business and still be able to make the things I want to make. And I eventually decided one of the things holding me back has been this made-up requirement to put everything that I make onto one platform. So, what we're gonna do, starting November 1st, is have 3 Doormonster channels. Wait. I know, it sounds like a last desperate attempt to not completely fall apart, but it's actually the best option. just hear me out. This channel will not immediately change, except that it will get more sketches. It will still stay gaming themed, but it will move more and more toward being video game and tabletop game themed sketches, which is what most of you like anyway, according to numbers. Then we have the already existing Doormonster podcasts, which is where anything podcast or podcast-like will continue to go. We already have some great shows on there. Go check it out if you're into that. The third channel is Doormonster Studio, which is new, and it exists now, and it can be subscribed to at the link in the description. If you like our original characters, non-gaming sketches, behind the scenes, community comments, or just the general feel of the channel when it started a few years ago, that's gonna be the place for you. What this does is allow you to pick the parts of our content that you actually want to follow. We have all of these different things that we like to make, but some of you only subscribed for Civilization videos, or maybe you like the guards themselves and our narrative stuff, or maybe you just like watching us goof around. And if we put all that stuff onto one channel, then only a small fraction of our subscribers ever watch any one thing. So having it all here has a high chance of being annoying for you and a 100% chance of being incredibly unhelpful for the algorithm. Having separate channels gives me the opportunity to experiment without having to worry about getting too few views or meeting the established standards of this channel. And having this channel be just one topic means that maybe YouTube will promote our videos or something. Who knows? And then podcasts just exist for whoever wants them. We like recording them, you might like listening to them, they're over there. And they're also on Spotify. Quick plug, Line Allison's podcast, Getting Ahead of Ourselves, where we talk about science facts that we have no business talking about. It's hilarious. Check it out. For all of my Skyvault supporters, I'm going to post a link to a private Discord server just for you on the Kickstarter page. So go look at the updates to find that link, because that's how I'm gonna talk to you guys about what we're doing moving forward. Because Skyvault is absolutely still happening. So is the guards themselves too. The only reason that hasn't started yet is because of COVID, and then we've developed like 2 other things in the meantime, and I'm not waiting on anybody else to start making them anymore. Hopefully that was a comprehensive explanation of where I'm at without being too long-winded. A lot of you really enjoy the things that I make, and I am inexpressibly thankful for that. My life is really great, and I'm incredibly lucky, and I've felt so bad the last couple of years for just not enjoying it as much as I should. And I really hope to start a new chapter of Doormonster and finally share with you guys a lot of the long-form stories that have been bouncing around in my head for the entire time. I feel like I keep relearning this same lesson at different levels all throughout my life. Everything is made up and the points don't matter. No system or institution in the world is built to help you succeed. And their definition of success is probably fake anyway. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, please talk to me in the comments. I'll be monitoring them pretty much all day. Just to show I'm serious, we're kicking off November with a hobo sketch. That's coming out November 2nd, next Monday. So watch that, and that's gonna be the last non-gaming thing on this channel. So if you want more, go subscribe to Doormonster Studio. Link is in the description. Subscribe to any of the other ones that you want, podcasts. This one, turn the bells on, if that does something. Do what you gotta do, you know? You know more about this than I do, probably. I'm such a bad YouTuber. Ta-da.